We begin our time together by lighting our chalice, the chosen symbol of our faith, with these words by Dana Faulds.
Hello, Day, I say. I'm here to be your co-conspirator. I'm here to grow less respectful of my limits with each hour until the idea of limits disappears altogether. I'm here to write an anthem to the sky and sing it aloud, even if I can't yet reach the high notes.
Yay! You all were awesome. And if you want, for anyone who is young or young at heart, if you'd like to come up and sit on the carpet squares up front with Laura, you are more than welcome to. Young or young at heart. Or maybe I should say those with the knees that can get down and get back up. That's the thing, isn't it? Welcome to the River Road Unitarian Universalist congregation. I'm not going to ask why there's sand up here. I am Reverend Connie Simon, and I am your interim minister. I do not always wear pajamas for those who are watching on YouTube, but today we are having a little bit of a different service. We are celebrating a thing that happened here, and we are remembering some things that happened here. And then we are going to partake in fellowship with pancakes that have special sprinkles in them. So if you are watching on YouTube, good morning. I hope you're in your pajamas as well, and I hope that you have pancakes at home too. If this is your first time visiting and you didn't wear pajamas, that's okay. You can still have a pancake. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that are going on here. Next week, we will be honoring Transgender Day of Remembrance during our service on Sunday. The actual date is Thursday the 20th. Doesn't seem possible that November is almost over, but we will be doing that. We will also be hosting on the 26th a Friendsgiving lunch for anyone who may be feeling a little bit alone this time of year, or who would just prefer to be in the community of other River Roaders. Please look at the e-weekly, because we are asking for registration so that we can make sure that we have enough food. There's probably one other announcement that you want to hear more than anything I could possibly say to you. I see that polite look on your face that's like, will you go sit down and bring up the people we really want? Glenn, Sue, and Barb, would you like to come forward? Can I have a hug first?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Hope you all got a good sleep last night. You certainly earned it. Before we get to some other numbers, we wanted to share with you the important numbers. Over 350 volunteers helped us put this bazaar together. That was over 5,000 hours of volunteer time. And to recognize those, to recognize who those hours represent, I actually want to take a few more minutes and recognize a whole bunch of people. So please stand up. Please hold your applause till the end, but please stand up if you were an area leader and stay standing. Please, that's fine. Please stand up if you were a volunteer under the age of 18 who helped out. All right. Please stand up if you were a volunteer over the age of 18 who helped out. Woo! Please stand up if you donated anything to the bazaar. Please stand up if you helped us advertise online or with a yard sign. And please stand up if you shopped at the bazaar. It took a whole lot of people to make this happen, and we are the three of us are so appreciative. Thank you very much. There'll be more thank yous coming, but we really wanted to recognize everybody who helped out.
And I'm here to talk about the other number. And I won't say it's more important, because the numbers Sue just outlined is frankly the more important numbers. We built community and we made friends, and it was glorious. Sorry, I have a bit of a sore throat this morning. I don't know why. So in any case, so without further ado, we're going to roll out some numbers for you. So if you guys come up right in the front, maybe, but sorry to block the chalice. Okay, well, first of all, we raised $9 and 0 tens.
209.
209.
With a comma.
And there's a comma, fortunately. 6,209. And oh, there's a 0. Lift and drop this guy, drop that one. $106,000, 209. Yes. I'm hoping folks at home can see this imperfect sign. Yes, $106,000, 209. Thanks to all of you. Thank you, thank you. Do it again next year.
Yeah, November 14th.
This is the time in our service when we call to mind the joys and the sorrows of the previous week. And what a week. What a week it has been. This time last week, I stood here thinking, okay, the service has to be over because they're ready to start moving things and getting ready for the mayhem and the chaos and the exuberance and the joy that is Bazaar Week. And the excitement that was in the air. And even though I hadn't slept, because remember I'd just gotten off a plane, it was still really exciting. And I went home and I went to bed. And I thought, oh, I have Monday. Monday's my day off. It will be a day of rest. And then I got that awful text message that something had happened at the church, just that there was a medical emergency. And I said, I'm on my way. And as I was driving, I'd maybe made it a half a mile, and then I got a phone call. And I said, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And then I got another phone call, and I knew that it was really bad. And it was. So on Monday morning, before 11 a.m., a long-time member of this congregation, Mark Hansen, passed away very suddenly and unexpectedly while here volunteering for the Bazaar. In the immediate aftermath, we were shocked and stunned and scared, and none of us really knew what was going to happen, what was going on, what would we do, how was Laura, how were the kids? And it was a difficult day. And those who were in the building, we all gathered and we cried together. And then we tried to figure out how to move forward. And we spent time together every day, remembering in some way. I spent time with Laura and Emily and Katie and the rest of their close family, planning for the service, and I said, you know, we have this thing planned, pajamas and pancakes, and how do you feel? Like, I don't want to do this if this would be hurtful to you in any way. And Laura, in Laura fashion, gave me that look like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you better do this. I think it's awesome. Because Mark used to put sprinkles in pancakes. So when you make the pancakes, will you put sprinkles in them? I said, yes. So there are sprinkles this morning. And we know that this is difficult. We know that we were having a hard time Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then the phone rang again that Judy Wentworth passed after an extended period of time in hospice. So now we are preparing for 2 memorial services here at River Road. Mark's will be next Sunday at 2 o'clock here in the sanctuary. And Judy's will be November 30th as well. So everything we've done this week has kind of been this mix of joys and sorrows, and the best illustration of why I say that they are both part of all that we are and all that we do. So this morning, I was thinking about poems, and I thought of this one by Atina Danner. It's called Spirit Does. Spirit announces itself. Faith overrides logic. Resonant song, radiant light. Spirit turns up and binds us together. Connection strengthened, awareness deepened. Encompassing darkness, bone-deep vibration, proprioceptic certainty, humility, course correction. Follow these toward purpose. Slow down and feel one sense at a time. I invite you now into a moment of silent meditation, reflection, or prayer, and hope that you will slow down and feel one sense at a time. And afterward, we will sing Spirit of Life.
Story for you this morning, and it is a little bit participatory. It is the stone soup story, but edited heavily to be for our pancake breakfast today. Once upon a time, there were some travelers who came upon a congregation. The congregants were very hard workers, but they were tired. They were so tired that even making coffee after worship service was hard. So when the travelers arrived, everyone was just too tired to greet them. The first traveler said to the other travelers, "You know, these people could use some happiness. Let's suggest pancakes to go with their coffee. They could use the energy." So they found a griddle in the pantry. Could I have people on the carpet there? Could you push the cart over that has the griddle on it? Help me out there. Perfect, right there is perfect, thank you. So then a little girl wandered into the kitchen and said, "What are you guys doing?" And they said, "Well, we'd like to make some pancakes for you, but we can't find any pancake mix. Is there anyone in the congregation who might have pancake mix under their chair today?" It's an empty box. Someone has an empty box. Yeah. Could you bring that up and put it on the cart, please? Awesome. Then some other congregants came into the kitchen and talked to the visitors. They were really curious. They wanted to know what was going on. They said, we're making pancakes. But it's kind of boring, just the pancake mix mixed up and made into pancakes. Kind of boring. Usually we have them with like bananas or chocolate chips or something like that. Does anyone have anything like that under their chair? Could you bring it up, please? And another congregant said, well, my favorite topping is whipped cream. Let's see if anyone has any whipped cream we could use. Great, said the visitors. Bring it on up. Oh, yeah. Then something magical happened. Congregants either brought from home or they found all these great toppings. So if you have any topping under your chair, could you please bring it up? There's a few more out there, I think. This is just a preview of a little bit later. We actually, I'll stop and thank Melissa Kim and Terry Payne for doing all the shopping. Someone went to Costco, and so we've got lots of good stuff. Soon the table was full, and everyone had their favorites. Everyone, congregants, friends, visitors, sat down together for a pancake breakfast. After they had all filled their bellies, they stuck around and told stories of all the wonderful things they had done together as a congregation. Thank you for hosting us, said the visitors. You've been very generous. Thank you, said the congregants. You've shown us that we can all bring something to the table, even when we're tired, especially when we're tired. Working together makes everything better. So I hope you will all join us after worship for our very own pancake breakfast prepared by our high schoolers. And I'll take these ingredients to the kitchen. And now we're going to receive our offerings. Today we have two offerings. Our regular offering, you can donate as the baskets are passed. You can also give on our website, ruuc.org. There's a button, Give Online, that you can press. You can also text to give. The text to give number is 73256. So text RRUUC and the amount to the number 73256. You'll then receive a link and be able to complete your donation from there. We also have our Extend the Offering today. This whole month's Extend the Offering is for Shepherd's Table. Situated in the heart of downtown Silver Spring, Shepherd's Table serves individuals from all walks of life who are experiencing food insecurity and homelessness. Since 1983, it's been a trusted resource and welcoming presence in the community, offering a range of programs designed to meet immediate needs and provide ongoing social services. So whatever you're giving to today, thank you for sharing your time, your talents, and your treasure.
Good morning again, beloved community. And I do mean that literally. It's a good morning. You showed up in your pajamas. For some of you, you showed up, period. And that was the challenge. After transforming this building into a shopping wonderland, after processing thousands of transactions and lifting and carrying and cashiering and baking and selling, after pouring yourselves out for days on end, you're here. In your comfortable clothes with your tired bodies, you came back to be together. And that alone tells me a whole lot about who you are. So let's start with that number that's probably still boggling everybody's minds. $106,209 raised in a day. Last year's record of $79,000, we didn't just break it, we shattered it. More than 350 of you came together to make that be so. That's more than 350 people who said yes to this community, yes to our mission, and yes to the exhausting, exhilarating work of creating something extraordinary together. Let that sink in for a minute. In a world that constantly tells us we're divided, that we can't accomplish big things together, where our Congress and elected representatives can barely stand to be in the same room together, you just proved otherwise. You proved it with your hands and your hearts and your willingness to show up day after day for something larger than yourselves. But here's what I've been thinking about since last night. The Bazaar isn't just about the money, as wonderful as the number is. And as Dan Glore said, now we can fix the parking lot. It's about what it represents. Every book that found a new reader, every piece of jewelry that will adorn someone for a special occasion, every toy that will bring joy to a child. Every conversation between a volunteer and a customer. Every moment of laughter in the kitchen, every problem solved on the fly, every "we've got this" when things got chaotic. That's what you really created. The Bazaar is a glimpse of the beloved community that is being built right here at River Road. It's what happens when we pool our gifts, when we trust one another, when we work side by side for a common purpose. It's messy, and it's tiring, and it's absolutely beautiful. And this is just one highlight in what has been a remarkable 18 months together. We've done hard work during this interim time. We've had very difficult conversations. We've examined who we are and who we want to become. We've been working on policies and strengthening our governance and deepening our worship life and enhancing that thing that we call congregational life. We haven't gotten everything done. Interim ministry never gets everything done. But we're on a good path. The momentum that we've built together is real. And with 7 months left together, we have the wind at our backs. And yet, this morning, I also have to name what is real. This week, we lost Mark. Suddenly and shockingly and far too soon. And we lost Judy after a long journey that gave us time to prepare, but never enough time to truly be ready. Two beloved members of the community gone within hours of one another. Two people who contributed to the fabric of this place, who showed up in their own ways, who mattered. Some of us are grieving this morning. Some of us are still processing. Some of us are feeling whiplash. How on earth do we celebrate $106,209 and mourn at the same time? How do we hold that money and that achievement and that success in one hand and these profound losses in the other? Here's what I want to say. We hold them together because that's what it means to be alive. That's what it means to be human. That's what it means to be a community. The spiritual life isn't about choosing between joy and sorrow. It's about having the capacity to hold both. It's about celebrating the Bazaar while we grieve for Mark and Judy. It's about acknowledging that we're exhausted and exhilarated, proud and heartbroken, hopeful about our future while concerned about our country's direction. It's about wearing pajamas to church and eating pancakes while we tend our tender hearts. This is actually one of the things that religious community does best. Some might say it's the only thing we do well in our culture. We create space for the full range of human experience. We don't demand that you show up polished and perfect. We don't ask you to pretend that you're not tired or that you're not worried. We say, come as you are. Bring your whole self. Your joy and your grief are both welcomed here. In the Jewish tradition, there's a practice of tearing one's garment when mourning, the ritual of Korea. It's a visible, physical expression of the tear in your heart that the grief creates. And here's the powerful part. You don't sew it back up perfectly. You mend it, yes, but the tear remains visible. The tradition teaches that our griefs become part of the fabric of who we are. And that's what we're doing together. We're weaving a community where the tears and the celebrations, the losses and the victories, the exhaustion and the accomplishment are all part of the same cloth. We don't have to choose. We don't have to pretend. We can be all of it at the same time. So yes, we're going to celebrate this morning. We're going to celebrate $106,209 and 350 volunteers and the incredible thing that you built together. We're going to celebrate 18 months of good, hard work together. We're going to celebrate being on a good path with 7 more months ahead of us to continue this work together before I leave you, even knowing that we may not fully arrive at that destination when the time for my departure comes. And we'll grieve. We'll hold Mark and Judy in our hearts. We'll acknowledge our weariness, not just our physical tiredness, but the soul weariness that comes from living through challenging times, personally and as a nation. And then, here's the important part. We're going to keep going. We rest, we tend to each other, we eat pancakes together, and then we keep doing our work of building beloved community, because that's what we do. That's who we are. We're the people who show up in our pajamas the day after. We're the people who hold joy and sorrow together. We're the people who've got momentum, and we're not about to stop now. Thank you for everything that you've poured into the Bazaar. Thank you for showing up this morning, tired as you are. And thank you for being a community that makes space for celebration and grief, for accomplishment and loss, for rest and renewal. The day after is always a beginning. Let's see where it takes us. Amen. Blessed be. I needed to pause for a minute after that one. So now let's extinguish our chalice by reciting together these words by Elizabeth Sell Jones. And I want to add something here. If you haven't noticed, for the last couple of weeks, we've been giving you service notes. So for all those people who said, who is Elizabeth Sell Jones and why are we reading her words? Or what was that piece of music that Cliff played? Or what was that thing that Schwei did? Or where did that story come from? All of that's in the notes. So every week when you get the service announcement, there's an explanation. And there's a little bit about Elizabeth Sell Jones. So together we say, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of compassion. Yeah. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I want to leave you with a blessing, and I think it's fitting that the blessing be this. As you leave this place and prepare to go have your sprinkled pancakes, and then go out into the world to do those things you do, slow down and feel one sense at a time until we are together again. Our postlude this morning is singing. So please rise in body or spirit as you are willing and able, and let's sing, Here We Have Gathered.